Hey everybody, it's your boy Zero here for another Gunpla review. And today's episode is going to be the final member of the Operation V mobile suits. I know I've been calling the V project or Project V. I think it's because of Project Meteor, the G project. So, no, but it's actually Operation V, the Guncannon. So, as the last one of the Operation V Gundams, I have to say, this literally kind of does fit directly in the middle of the three. Like, it's slightly not as good as the Gun Tank, but not as good as the OG Granddaddy Gundam. It's like sits perfectly in the middle, but in ways it's better than the Granddaddy Gundam, and also worse than, but not as good as the Gun Tank. It's so weird. So I'll get into the odd complications and the weird flip-floppiness of my statements when we get into the main review. But I'll heads up, I got this at our friends at Galactic Toys. So if you want one for yourself, please use my link down below. Support the channel. And let's get into reviewing the very interesting grunt suit here. So here is the Guncannon with everything that comes in box. A pair of hands for when he's laying on his stomach firing the cannons, if he chooses to do so. A sheet of sticker style decals. Hold on, let me turn off the light so you guys get a better look at it. There you go. Well, not better, but there we go. So yeah, you have options of putting any of these stickers on your Guncannon. I didn't put any because I didn't feel like putting it on, honestly. It looks good without it. There is no stickers. So what you see is what you get. Which is actually pretty cool. Okay. Let's talk about what I was talking about in the intro about the whole weird, wishy-washy, flip-floppy opinions. Like, the legs feel looser than the Gundams, but yet somehow you get better posability because of it. That's the best way I can describe it. The plastic feels smoother than the gun tanks, but the problem with that is they have a bad habit of possibly slipping out of your fingers. It did for me, because I almost lost the elbow joint, the elbow pieces, and one of the knees, which was a pain, as you can see. Yeah, see what I mean? It's kind of loose around the hip area, so yeah. That's what I mean. Also, there's a bad seam line right here. I sanded. The only thing I didn't do is bust out the cement and seal it closed. But yeah, you do have bad seam lines down the shoulders. But no, there's no sticker here. That's just a piece of green plastic, which is cool. The cannons go up and down. The barrels can rotate, but, you know, it's not a feature. It's just, it can do that. The beam rifle is actually made of silver pieces. The main barrel and the two halves of the barrel. And the handle. And then it's the scope. And then it's this piece. Which I'm not sure why they had to put it into three pieces, other than they want to make sure that you can do this with the scope. But, you know, that's just my theory. And, of course, to put this in is the traditional sandwich method. But this is also on a ball joint, so to swap out, it's quite easy. Pop off both hands. That's the same way to put back in. Hand. Hand. So you can do dynamic hand. Or you can have pop up his hands like this. Put the guns like this. Head like this. Let's lower the camera a little so you get a better view. Camera, gun, head up, ta-da. And posed, laying on the ground for better coverage and to shoot someone in the face with a pair of cannons on his shoulders. So let's get it back to normal. Now it looks like he's like, yo man, I'm not a threat. While having two cannons in his face. Okay. Beam rifle in one hand, close fist in the other. The beam rifle can go in either hand, but I'm going with the art. It always shows it in the right hand, so that's what you can do. So let's do the articulation. As you saw before, you get great rotation in the shoulders, honestly. And seeing that there's no real shoulder armor, unfortunately that's as high as it goes. That is a great bend of the elbow. Decent ab crunch. Skirt goes up. That's pretty good. Side skirt doesn't really go that far, but you do get a great leg bend. But again, be careful. It pops out the leg. Yep. So be careful with posing with the legs, you know, going too high or too low. Well, too high, really. With the leg posing, you can cause the leg to pop out. Cautionary tail. Great leg bend. Well, great knee bend, at least. Great rotation up the foot. There goes the foot all the way up. And foot all the way down. So, if anything, I would recommend panel lining it if you feel the need. If you want to, if you have a plan. It is a great, what's it called? Army kit, aka you can buy a bunch of them, build them all at one go, and have a good fleet formed from them. Same can be said for the gun tank. Gundam, not so much. But, all in all, minusing the wobbly, like I said, the legs can be solid and yet so loose. The legs are wobbly, yet not wobbly, you know? So, it's like they did all the cool things for the gun tank and the Gundam, and then just said, we'll meet you halfway. This is not going to be great, but it's not going to be bad, it's not going to be terrible, but it's not going to be awesome. It's just right in that middle spot, which makes it both really desirable and really kind of those. It's so weird and annoying, and I both kind of hate it and love it at the same rate. So let's just get to the summary. Okay, so would I recommend the Guncannon? Yes, especially if you're a completionist, and you wanted to get all of Operation V, like I did. Once I got the Guncannon, and I'm like, might as well get the gun tank. I was like, might as well get the Guncannon to wrap up the entire crew. But if you don't, okay. But it's a quick build, so if you have like a younger sibling or kid who are not too little and can handle some stuff like building a gunpla, I would totally recommend giving like the Guncannon as a good starting off point. It's not as good as a starting off point as, say, the gun tank or an SD Gundam, but it's good enough to be right there with an entry grade. Something simplistic, but not too simplistic, you know? Again, just be careful with the wobbly legs and posing with the legs, because if you go too high, you're going to pop out a leg. So, be careful. If you don't feel comfortable, you could thicken up the joints. You know, a little glue or a little bit of paint to let it dry and then attach it, because it should thicken up the joints a smidge. So you do have options with that. Aside from that, yeah, maybe some panel lining, and yeah, I really don't have any major critiques about how busted it is. It's really good. It's not perfect, it's not great, it's not bad, it's good. I mean, I wish there was more to complain about. I could stretch out the video for like 10 more minutes. That being said, I haven't decided which model to build for next week's episode, or what I'm reviewing on Friday. So, you can look forward to that. Maybe I'll do another Gundam 00 kit. I do have a couple of those still lying around, or Gundam Wing kit. Probably Gundam 00. Seeing that the Ixia did great viewer-wise, which I want to thank all of you for watching. I greatly appreciate that. To be fair, I appreciate all of you watching all of my videos. So, thanks for watching. All of you appreciate it, all of you are loved, and all of you are amazing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on Friday. Peace.